but we should not have a utopian one. You will never live in a society when you have an armed citizenry and you won't have a single gun death. That is nonsense. It's drivel. But I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights.
Yeah. There's a White House proclamation ordering flags flown at half-staff until sunset on September 14th in honor of the memory of Charlie Kirk. As a mark of respect for the memory of Charlie Kirk by the authority vested in me as the President of the United States by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, I hereby order the flags of the United States shall be flown at half-mast at the White House and upon all public buildings and grounds at all military posts and naval stations. It's kind of wild that Trump didn't do that for the Minnesota shooting. Yeah, of course he didn't do that for the Minnesota shooting because the Minnesota shooter was a fucking far-right figure and a mercenary who assassinated Democrats. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand on this 10th day in September in the year of our Lord 2025 and of the independence of the United States of America, the 250th. Donald J. Trump. How do I think Dems should respond? I don't even know. I don't know how they're going to respond, but I suspect it's not going to be a positive one. And I do worry that they're not going to take a defensive posture against the unlimited political repercussions that the left will experience as a consequence of this, even though there is no evidence to suggest that this was even done by the left. And even if it was, it still doesn't matter. It's so insane. Fox host Jesse Waters, they are at war with us. Whether we want to accept it or not, they're at war with us. And what are we going to do about it? Like he just sees this opportunity to do fucking, like, he's just mad that it was Charlie Kirk that was shot. He's like, why isn't it that the leftists are getting shot? Why isn't it that, like, the liberals are getting shot? Like, that's it. This is a call for violence. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's so crazy, man. It is so fucking wild that these guys will then also simultaneously turn around and be like, well, you know, it's really, we gotta tone down the violent rhetoric. Okay, tell your guys to tone it down. Fuck you mean tone down the violent rhetoric? Where is the violent rhetoric coming from?
This hits different.
Yes, I don't think someone on the left would get such praise or same positive coverage. They would victim blame 100%. Yes, of course. Yes, 100%. That is the reality, okay?
Because Charlie was one of us. And Trump gets hit in the ear. Charlie gets shot dead. They came after Kavanaugh with a rifle to his neighborhood. They went after Musk's cars. They went after Musk's cars. Brother, once again, I can't believe, dude, what the fuck? These are not comparable things, okay? Also, 2 months ago, there was a dude that assassinated Democrat politicians and had a hit list of every single Democrat in the state of Minnesota. And these fucking assholes immediately went, oh, he's a leftist. He must be a leftist. They have concocted a completely alternative universe where they just go off of their own hysteria, their own made-up norms, their own made-up reality. 2 Jews outside the embassy. Think about it. Scalise got shot, barely survived. It's happening. You got trans shooters. You got riots in L.A.
Trans shooters.
They are at war with us. Whether we want to accept it or not, they are at war with us. And what are we going to do about it? How much political violence are we going to tolerate?
Like, the numbers on the board, numbers on the fucking board, it is not even a comparison. There is no comparison to be made here between violence coming from the political right versus violence coming from the political left. It is so crazy.
And that's the question we're just going to have to ask ourselves. Now, Charlie would want us to put as much pressure on these people as possible.
Holy fuck, bro. These guys are so insane. He's like, all right, one of my friends died. It's time. It's time to fucking use his death to angle for more political repression, political persecution to a made-up enemy that I made up in my mind. Charlie would want that. Okay? Did you see this Jay Schlatt tweet?
Dana nailed it. This is unacceptable and has to stop. And it has to stop now. And everybody's accountable. And we're watching what they're saying on television and who's saying what. The politicians and the media and all these rats out there. This can never happen again. It ends now. Greg's right again. This is a turning point, and we know which direction we're going.
Charlie Kirk says a patriot should bail out alleged Paul Pelosi attacker. Dude, he has said everything under the sun, okay? You could write the most scathing obituary of Charlie Kirk by simply posting everything Charlie Kirk has said in the aftermath of high-profile assassinations, in the aftermath of political violence, in the aftermath of a million different school shootings. Okay, this is part of the reason why. This is part of the reason why I say like the ways in which like liberal media is going to cover the story is going to launder his reputation and whitewash what he has done, whitewash what he has said, because this is a horrifying incident. Okay, he has talked about how there shouldn't be any empathy in the aftermath of school shootings. He said it all. He has said over and over again that it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment.
Having an armed citizenry comes with a price.
The reason why I'm showing this is not to say, well, you know, tough titties or whatever. The reason why I'm showing this is because Charlie Kirk is a part of a machine, a right-wing media machine that has actively worked every single day to make your coworkers also feel comfortable with this violence. Okay? And if you're a right-winger that's tuning in right now to watch me to see if I'll celebrate this or something, even though you fundamentally misunderstand my commentary if you think that I would do so. But regardless, understand that the reason why I'm showing this is because these people have played a formative role in Charlie Kirk's his situation. He has played a formative role in his own demise by playing a part in a media landscape, in a media environment that normalizes this death and destruction. Video of the shooter. Wait, what? Captured? We don't know if that's real. Okay?
And that is part of liberty.
Wow.
Driving comes with a price. 50,000 people die on the road every year. That's a price. You get rid of driving, you'd have 50,000 less auto fatalities. But we have decided that the benefit of driving, speed, accessibility, mobility, having products, services, is worth the cost of 50,000 people dying on the road. Wow. So we need to be very clear that you're not going to get gun deaths to zero. It will not happen. Right. You can significantly reduce them through having more fathers in the home, yes, by having more armed guards in front of schools. Yes. Yes. We should have an honest and clear reductionist view of gun violence.
Yeah, in his moment of his passing, when he got shot in the neck, he was still advocating for not only less gun control, but he was literally talking about how the only solution to gun violence is by stopping trans people. Because when he goes to these events, there are a lot of people who don't agree with him who attend to debate him. And one of these people was actually asking him a question. He said, Charlie, do you know how many trans people are mass shooters? He said, I don't know. Far too many. And he responded with, do you know how many mass shootings? He said, there's only been 5. Do you know how many mass shootings have taken place in the last 10 years, as opposed to the last 10 years of 5 trans shooters? And while he was in the process of responding to that by saying, well, do you mean gang violence or without gang violence? He got shot in the neck. Down to the last moment. Now, if people don't understand that in and of itself, the way that people feel about this issue when they reiterate these talking points, when they don't fully comprehend the severity of the problem of gun violence in this country, like, even in this moment, if they don't understand, like, what is the reason why it happens in the United States of America and it doesn't happen anywhere else to the same frequency, to the same magnitude, I don't know what will cause them to recognize it. And my fear is that in the absence of that recognition, in the absence of critical examination, I fear that people are just going to become increasingly more mad. And that's why there's a lot of talk, as this chatter says, about getting revenge on leftist commentators. What's the proper response to this? There is no proper response to this. There's nothing. There's nothing you can say or do. What are you going to do? Tell people don't do that? That's not the answer. That's not going to stop people. It is what it is. What is this? Literally all of Twitter? I've noticed that the leftist center response has been condemnation of the violence, while the right-wing response has largely been some variation of, we need to physically destroy liberals. Yeah. No, that's it. Liberals, for the most part, are saying, like, this is really fucked up. We can't have any sort of political violence whatsoever. And a lot of Republicans are basically saying, no, we should just kill every leftist now, actually. We should kill them. We should kill them dead. Once again, people who fail to comprehend that, like, I myself clearly am an ideological opponent to Charlie Kirk. I despise his worldview. I have debated him on numerous occasions, and I was slated to debate him again. So clearly, my method, or what I think is the appropriate thing to do in this circumstance, was not political violence, especially considering that I too am in the crosshairs as a left-wing political content creator, but also would have been directly in the crosshairs alongside Charlie Kirk in a public event anyway. Don't go? Well, I don't think that debate is happening any longer, chatter. Obviously. I don't think that there will be any public events for people like myself in the future. This old take of his? Yeah. Jesse Waters took no fucking moment to immediately go on with, well, political violence, it's time to fucking dish it back to the left, as though the left is responsible for this. We need more violence. The solution to what we just experienced is more violence. Judging by the shameful, opportunistic, and politicizing rhetoric of some right-wingers on this hell site and their cynical use of Charlie Kirk's horrific murder for political point scoring, it's almost as if Representative Melissa Hortman wasn't murdered by a MAGA maniac just 12 weeks ago.